Hi guys and welcome to a Sims 4 building video. I haven't uploaded a video onto YouTube for about 5 years, so let's hope I can actually get this video up because I thought I had done it and then I tried to export it and now it says the file's not a file. I don't know. I'm not really a tech person, but I do love The Sims. The idea behind this build was that I wanted to make a hospital that was still like functional but inspired by like the tiny living craze that's been going through The Sims, and also hopefully to make it easier to get promoted. I feel like whenever I take my Sims to work at the hospital, half the time is spent walking from one end of the hospital to the other end of the hospital and back again. So here I'm making like the reception area. It's, I guess quite big for what's meant to be a tiny hospital. But I still wanted it to be realistic and, for there to be some spaces that weren't super cramped. Um, so yeah, this is the reception and the waiting area. So I guess, the Sims won't really use the waiting area, but I felt like it was important to include it because to me it's realistic. And I really hope this audio is working because last time it didn't, and I'm trying to think about what I can say, even though I've like tried to record this audio 3 times. I'm sorry, I do ramble a lot. So yeah, I'm kind of, in hindsight, wishing that I made a layout that was more thought out because I get to points of this video, which you will see, where I have to add rooms on and make the hospital a bit bigger than I was intending. But I did player test it and it's functional. Like my sim went to work here and everything worked as it should. You'll see midway through the video that I do go back and modify some areas so that it is functional. So here you can see I'm just doing the waiting area with some sofas and then some seats. And over here we're going to have some hand sanitizer and some vending machines. With this whole coronavirus thing, I don't know about you, but I really wish I had lots of hand sanitizer. So I think I maybe went a little bit over the top with hand sanitizer in this build. I guess if you're watching this in, you know, not March or April 2020, and hopefully we're all still alive, touch wood, and the world hasn't ended, and maybe there's toilet paper in the shops, we won't be thinking about hand sanitizer so much. I'm going into like the more inpatient area of the build now, where we're going to put some of the beds. Um, Also, if you're wondering how I'm actually building a hospital that a sim can go and work at, if you go to the hospital lot or the police station or the science lab with your sim, you can enter in a code that you can find on the internet um, to then to access build and buy mode on that lot, because normally you can't do building on these lots. I've just paused here for a moment. I guess that's because I was maybe listening to a podcast or watching a video and I needed to swap it around or something. I don't know. So you can see my room did start off really tiny, but I did add a bit more space in um, because I wanted to fit as many beds in as possible and make it as realistic as possible. This room does end up being a little bit cluttered, and you'll see later on when I player test it that I come back and move things around a bit because it wasn't fully functional. Um, but at least you get to see how I wanted it to look originally. Sorry, I'm totally taking like an awkward sip of tea. Um, I've been recording this for like pretty much all evening and it has not worked. So I'm getting a bit bored with trying to remember what I should say because I have no idea what to say. Oh, I found these awesome divider curtain things. I knew I wanted to divide the beds in some way, but I didn't want every bed to have like its own private room. So I thought these were a good replica of what you might find in a real hospital. And the blue colour seemed to match perfectly, so that was awesome. I didn't really go with like an amazing colour theme or anything in the hospital. It's pretty neutral. It's basically like the, I don't know, bluey mauve colour and the white and the grey. Um, with the doors, I didn't really want to go for the like residential single doors, and then some of the front doors that were wooden didn't look right. So I went for this more commercial slash industrial looking door that you can see out of, but you can't see in. So they still, have some privacy. It's not ideal, but I think it works. And yeah, here I go crazy with the hand sanitizer. And also tissue boxes apparently on this ward. Maybe it's the ward for runny noses and hay fever. I don't know. I do put a sink in as well because I know sometimes when you take your sim to work as a nurse or a doctor or whatever, it tells you to go wash your hands. So I did try and make this as efficient as possible for actually playing and getting your sim promoted. If you have any suggestions, please don't hesitate to let me know. And also, if you want to download this and put it in your own game, you can find all the details in the box below if I don't forget. I am going to probably set up Twitter or Facebook or Instagram as well so that we can interact because I really want to get into the whole YouTube Sims thing. It's something I've always wanted to do. And I did, I think, in 2015 post a few videos, which are no doubt as bad as this one. But hopefully the more I do it, the better I get. Hopefully I can't get worse because I'm pretty bad. Yep, so you can just see me decorating again, really. I feel like I've already seen this. Did I already talk about the medicine racks and hand sanitizer by the door? I've re-recorded this so many times that I've lost track. I feel like I've literally talked about this 1 second ago, but okay. Hopefully not. Anyway, I've just put some scary signs around the place. And yeah, I had a lot of fun using things that you might not normally use in a normal build, like a residential house. Whenever I'm building in The Sims I also always use these saddle saucer lights, and I light up the build like a Christmas tree. I will go back and take them out. Don't worry, I know they're everywhere. So yeah, here you can kind of see the layouts coming together. So you've got the front area, and then you come through to a hallway, which has your exam beds and also your testing machine stuff. Very clinical and technical terms there, I know. It did end up being a little bit bigger than I expected. I did try and minimize the footprint of the hospital as much as possible. And sorry, my dog has started to yawn really loudly in the background. It's like whenever I'm recording audio or I'm on an online meeting on my computer, she seems to know when she can't be quiet and decides to be really loud. Hopefully she doesn't start yodeling because yes, my dog does yodel if you don't give her enough attention. Anyway, this is actually a Sims video, so I guess I should be talking about The Sims. Right, so we have some more doors there, which are more of the single doors, but I think they still work really well in the hospital setting. And just adding more random stuff to the walls. I guess your sim should get the nicely decorated perk or whatever if that's a thing for hospitals, because there is stuff everywhere. We're going back to the waiting area and reception desk now, and I'm taking away one of the computers and putting in the reception desk that looks like it's made for the hospital. I don't know if it's actually necessary, but I wanted to make sure this hospital was as functional as possible. And I could kind of make it work with what I already had, so I wasn't too fussed. There was a list online that I found of all the items you need to make a hospital functional, so there really should be no problems with this. I don't think a lot of people really modify the hospital much, but I don't mind having to go doing weird stuff. This is kind of the study area for the doctors. So they've got the computers and their chemistry machines, and they've also got their own private bathroom. And now my dog is murdering her basket. I don't know why she thinks that she needs to shake it around while I'm recording clearly very important audio, but yeah, I'm sorry about that. So, some sinks, again, I think I went really crazy with the sinks and the hand sanitizer in this build, but oh well, yeah, I'm sure this hand sanitizer coming any second, unless this is the only room without it. Wow, well done. One room with no sanitizer. Here we're gonna make like the wouldn't call it the break room, but the break area for the workers. It's in a communal area, so technically anyone can use it. But there's going to be a microwave, and now now that I think about it, I don't know if I made a coffee machine. So that might mean that if I think one of the things you have to get your sim to do sometimes while they're at work is make a coffee. No, wait, I lie. I think I do make a coffee machine area later on. So yeah, don't worry. We are going back to the break area too, but for some reason I am putting more random stuff on walls. That really seems to be a theme. Oh well. So yeah, we're going back to the break area now. We're just going to put a table, a sofa, a coffee machine, a bin, and we're also slightly expanding the hospital here because I realized that I didn't have an operating theatre and it was a little bit small, so I probably could have done the layout slightly better. As I think I mentioned earlier, I kind of just went into it without thinking. My whole aim was to make it as small as possible, and I realized, maybe if I sat down and thought about the layout first, I could have done it better. But I still think compared to like the original hospital that comes with your game, there is definitely less walking to be had in this building. So hopefully you can get promoted quicker and waste less time at work walking from room to room to room. Um, yeah, so it's a semi-wide hallway. I don't know if it could be a bit more wider to be more realistic, but it will do. Here's the coffee, no, not the coffee, the microwave that I was talking about, and I do put a bin in and a dishwasher, so hopefully it doesn't get like too dirty or anything. And I'm sure there's more hand sanitizer coming along any second. Um, it's kind of, yeah, it's a bit pokey, but I mean, it will work. Yeah, here comes the hand sanitizer. I knew it. Um, I do really like those dolls too. I find, I don't know, looking back on them, I think, yeah, they were good dolls to use. This is the operating theatre, and apparently you need heaps of storage in an operating theatre. I don't really know why, but Shayna Blaze would be pleased. Also, if you don't know who Shayna Blaze is, she is a TV icon in Australia. She's on lots of like renovating shows, like The Block. The Block is a pretty big renovating reality TV show here in Australia, and she loves storage. So yeah, if you don't know what The Block is, maybe Google it and see if you can find um something on YouTube. It's a show where contestants get a couple of months to renovate or basically build an entire house or apartment, and every week they have to do a couple of rooms. So normally the first week they do like a bathroom and a bedroom because they need somewhere to sleep. um and then they do the kitchen and the living area and the backyard, and last year they did like penthouse apartment crazy buildings. So yeah, I don't know if there's other shows like that around the world. I don't think The Block is really done internationally. I know some shows like The Voice and Idol, they do go around the world. But yeah, I don't know about The Block. We also have a little table here. I really like how this area looks, but you will see soon that we have to demolish it. Again, lack of planning, but oh well. I'm also just messing around with the wall paintings here and the flooring because I didn't really know what to go for. I wanted something pretty sterile and pretty like cold looking, but I didn't want it to be like super white either. Um, but I think I quite like the color of like the tiles I decided on for the bathroom, and I mean the wall panels aren't the best, but they'll do fine. Um, there wasn't that many options, and I was like, well, I would never use these, so I might as well use them. I did consider doing like lino, like a fake wooden, pale wooden lino for the front waiting area, but I just couldn't decide, so I did just end up for going, wow, can't even do sentences today. Well done me. went with just the boring old lino that is used across the whole hospital. Um, yeah, and also here you can see I'm deleting all those subtle saucer lights that I put everywhere while building, and I'm just going to replace some lighting in more sensible areas. I just feel that when I'm building on The Sims, I want everything to be super bright, and it's never as bright as I want it to be. Um, yeah, so now I'm just fixing it all up so you don't have to deal with 20 million lights when you play on this lot. So that's pretty much all done. We will do some lighting outside as well. This hospital, if you download it, is called the Blue Hills Hospital, I think. Pretty sure it's Blue Hills Hospital, and I painted the outside of the hospital blue. Surprise, surprise. I realized with the front door, I decorated the inside first, of course, because I wanted to minimize the footprint. And I knew if I started outside first and then inside, there'd be wasted space. And hence why it's kind of a weird shape as well. But yeah, the front door's not even at the front, it's like on the side, which is not maybe ideal. We also do have some natural light, we have some windows, but not many. And yeah, if you were working or staying in this hospital, you wouldn't see much of the outside. But at least it's not like a prison. Oh, there's an idea. Maybe I could build a prison. Let me know if you have any ideas for buildings, by the way. I totally, want to get into building more and filming more and hopefully posting more. So if you have any ideas, or even if you have like a sim that you want to, or like a household in The Sims that needs a new house, maybe comment below with a picture of them or some info on them, and I could build them a house with a set amount of money or something. We do the roofing here, and I decided to go for a flat roof because I feel like that's the most realistic looking, maybe, and I'm not that great with roofs. I do put some like air conditioning pipes on the roof, which I think look really awesome. I normally find this stuff looks a bit out of place, but for some reason I liked it on this day. I also did a billboard thing from Get to Work, I think. I can't actually see the icon. So now I'm wondering if it was not Get to Work, but the one that came with the city. What pack was that? City Living, maybe. Is that what it was called? I don't know. So hopefully it looks semi-appropriate. I did, for a second, as you probably see, think about doing another type of roof, but quickly decided against it. I'm just putting in a little bit of the footpath now, a little bit of gardening, but not much, because this build took over 2 hours and I was pretty sick of it, but because I spent so much time on it, I wanted to finish it as best as I could. So I do go and make a little bit of a car park at the front. And then I realized when I zoomed out that on the side of the lot where you can't build is an actual car park. But I guess this could be like 5-minute parking or something. I don't know. So yeah, I do really love the look of these cars, blown up in size and used as park blah blah blah. Cars that are parked. Why is that so hard to say? I don't know. And yeah, here's a tiny garden. And there is still I don't know, 8 minutes left of the video. No, there's not. There's only 6 minutes. Thank goodness, because I'm honestly running out of things to say. We put some random trees in, and then I put them really close together, and I'm like, no, that looks really bad. And then I put other types in to see if that looks better, and it didn't really, but I felt like I had to do something, so something was done. It's not the best, I know. Okay, putting in some random hedges, and I use the little fence to kind of make it more polished and hopefully look less like random hedges, but I don't know if it worked. So I think that when it's nighttime, the hospital looks pretty cool. And I'm just doing a quick little overview of the hospital now. Although, have we play tested it? I don't think we have play tested it yet. So I think we're about to go get my sim and play with her for a bit. Yep. Oh, yeah, this was the coffee area. I knew the coffee area was coming. And apparently another microwave. I guess if your sim wants to make popcorn, or what else can you make in a microwave? 2-second lasagna. They'll have plenty of options. So yeah, this was where I realized that this room wasn't functional, even though it looked super awesome. So we kind of had to make it look less awesome, but more functional. And you will see in a moment that I actually have to add a whole extra room onto the hospital because there was just too many people lined up at the front waiting to come inside. So it was kind of a shame because I really wanted to minimize the size of the hospital, but I hope it's still, relatively small and efficient, hopefully. So yeah, I was really pleased with how most of things seem to work. Having said that, I didn't test the X-ray machines, I don't think, and I don't think I tested the operating theatre either, but I did have a lot of room around those items. And this is, yeah, where we demolish our nice little break area. And I don't know if you can tell here, but I was like, here comes lots of beds. I don't care how big this room is, we're just building it and gonna get it done. It's quite big, and there's, unlike the first room where, they had curtains and their own bedside table and lots of decorations and, privacy, this room, it's like beds and beds and beds and like one curtain, and if you're not the like one lucky person behind the curtain, it's like privacy, never mind. I guess you get windows, that's a plus, right? But yeah, we do have to swap out that nice big sofa, but that's okay. We shouldn't be sleeping on sofas at work anyway. Yep, so here come the beds. It's all a bit messy, I know, but it's literally like me just going, oh my goodness, can we just get it done already? And that's kind of how I'm feeling with this video. I really hope this narration actually works. This time, cross your fingers and cross your toes for me, and your eyes and your eyebrows and whatever you can cross, because if I have to re-record this, it will be even worse than it is this time. Thank you so much for watching like my first ever YouTube video, brackets, in 5 years. I really hope you liked this video. I hope you download this video, download the hospital if you want to play with it. And yeah, if you have any suggestions for future videos, please let me know. And if you play The Sims, let me know if you have a account in the gallery so I can come and look at your builds, because I love looking at awesome builds. And also there's a random video here from an apartment I was working on, I don't know why. So yeah, let's just ignore that this is here, because clearly I'm really bad at editing videos. Thanks so much for watching, and stay safe and have an awesome day. Bye!